Hello? I think, tell me if you can hear me, the 5, 6, 7 people that are on. Can you hear me? Yes, no, yes. Yay! Okay, so I got a new phone, and please ignore me, I look gross, but I'm going to do binding. And Izzy is here to join. That's little Izzy, she's my girl. I'm going to show y'all how I hand stitched the binding to the back of the quilt. Yeah, I know. Yay for a new phone. I feel like a new woman. It's awesome. Okay, I'm going to turn this around and put it on my I may or may not be able to see what y'all are saying. Yeah, I can see it. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how I hand stitch the binding. I'll answer questions if I'm able to. Oh, the cat is totally moving my thread. This is just single fold binding. Can y'all still hear me? Okay. It's on a tripod, so I'm this is new to me. Single fold binding. I think I started at 2.5. I cut them at 2.5 inch strips, then I fold it once, and then I'm a crazy person. I square off my binding, so I trim it to 1 inch when it's folded. And I can do another video about that. This is just how I start and stop and do my the hand part. So I machine stitched it to the front, and then now I'm going to hand stitch it to the back, and I'll show you how I start, do a corner, and then stop. I would like to say that I do not do show quilts, maybe one day, but I feel like that's a lot of time and energy, and I'm kind of lazy. But this is how I do my hand stitching. So I'm going to start about right here. I just have a single strand thread. I don't use any clips or pins because, again, I'm lazy and that takes another step. Feel free to use Wonder clips or pins. My mom, I think, uses pins. But I'll start like 1 inch or 2 down from where I'm wanting to start stitching, and then I just have a simple quilter's knot at the bottom of my, I don't know if you can see that well, but there's a quilter's knot. So I'll start 1 inch down. I go through the backing and try to get into the batting a little bit so that way it for sure stays. And then if you can see my needle, I pop it right through before I get to the fold where I'm gonna start stitching, and I pull it through. My knot is here, and then I just tug on it a little bit and pull it through. It's not gonna come the other side, and then you can't, that's how I hide my knot and hide my tail, and then I don't have to trim my tail, which is nice because that again saves me another step. And let's see, sorry, I've never done this before on camera, so it's a little tricky. So I have my tail started where the ending is, and then here's my fold, and I'm right-handed, so I'll go right to left. And then I go into the fold. I like to pick a thread that matches either the binding or the backing. You're not going to really see it how I do it, but I still like to have matching thread. And I stitch about every 1/4 inch, but you can see that my needle is through the fold, so it's not, there's my starting point, and then it's through the fold. You're not going to see the thread. And then I pull it through. Please ignore my disgusting nail polish. I just noticed that it's totally chipped, and I just painted it Saturday, so awesome. That's what I get for painting my nails when I use my hands on a daily basis. Okay, so then this is where I started, and then I'll go every about 1/4 inch. Don't measure it. It's gonna be, maybe I'll just do it every little bit, but I went through the fold, and now I'm going through, you don't see the thread, I'm now going through where, this is where my thread is coming through. I put my needle through the backing and the batting underneath where I just came through, and then I go about try using rubbing alcohol on your nails. Ooh, that's smart. I know I'm not a very good beautician. I try, but you know. So here I'll do it again. I'll just do a couple stitches. So I go through the fold about 1/4 inch, and then it comes through on the fold, and then I go through where I just came through the backing and a little bit of the batting. I feel like that keeps it a little more sturdy if you get it through a little bit of the batting. And then I'm going to probably try to just skip over to the corner so y'all can see how I do a corner. So ignore me while if you can see this. Are y'all able to see this okay? I hope so. So again, I go through the fold on my binding. Yes, it is a ladder stitch. Basically, it's just going through, I go through the fold and then I go through the back. And then you hopefully don't really see any of the stitches once it's pulled tightly. And I just think it gives it a nice clean look. And then I'm getting to a corner. Let me show you how I do my corners. I had a friend ask me how I do my corner, so I'm hoping she'll watch this at some point. If not, I'll just send it to her. Okay, so I get to my corner, and I like to end, or I like to start it where I come up and my thread is still through the folded part. And then my corner, ugh, so much thread. I fold it so that, cat hair, sorry. I fold it so that my folded point comes to the folded edge. If that makes, oh, that doesn't look right. If that makes any sense. So the folded point is touching crisply to the folded edge. And so my thread is through the folded part of the binding, and then I go through the backing and the batting, and then I pull it up onto the, let's see if you can see my needle. See, no, that's too, I'm trying to look at the camera. I feel like I'm drunk doing this. Maybe it would look better if I was drunk. Okay, there we go. And it do you stitch the binding to the other layer of the binding? Oh, I didn't get to read that. Ask me that again. Sorry. I bring it up through the corner, so it's through the backing and the batting only. It's not through the other side. And then I bring it up to one part of the folded part. Oh, my thread. Sorry. I think you're answering my question. Okay, good. Okay, so hold on. Let me finish the corner and then you can ask me again. So I started here. It's now through just the folded part. I don't do show quilts, and I do not, so I don't know all the rules. Other people might know the rules better, but I don't go all the way to this corner. I just kind of do this end part, and I'll show you how I do it. So it's up through the folded part here, and then I go on a small piece of the binding right underneath where it came through. Oh my gosh, sorry. And then I go through the backing and come down through the corner. I do the same, not all the way to this corner. I'm just lazy and this is quicker, and it's not a show quilt. I know it's gonna stay there, so that's just why I do it. Okay, so I don't know if this is hard to see or not, but so the thread is coming through this folded part of the corner of the binding. I then go with my needle through this part of the binding, and then I bring it up through the corner through the backing. And then I pull it pretty tight. And then I bring it through the flat folded part here. So it's, right now it's in the backing and the binding kind of right on the corner, and then I just pull it through and do the same thing, regular binding. So, and I don't know if I'm speaking correctly or not, but that's okay. And then I just start over again, and then how I started the binding is how I stop it. So I bring it through like an inch down, and then I do a quilter's knot and then pull it through so that you can't see it, if that makes sense. Can y'all see that corner? I don't know if I articulated that correctly or not, or well enough, but hopefully you can see it on the, and then I just keep going on the video. So then I'm through the backing, pull it tight, and then through the folded part, about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not the measuring police, so if it's not the same, as long as it's gonna stay on there, and that's how I do my binding. I don't know if y'all can see it. Any questions before I just sound like a rambling idiot, which usually happens. Here you can see the front side of it now. Looks all fancy. Binding is one of my favorite parts of quilting. I enjoy all processes of quilting. My mom is a master piecer, so she loves the piecing. She'll do most of our quilts with the piecing, and then I do the quilting and the binding because I like being able to sit down and watch TV or pretend like I'm paying attention to what my husband is doing, and when I'm just binding away instead. So I can show you all this quilt if you want to see the quilt that I'm working on. This is the backing. I use this really cute, Riley Blake panel. It's like forest animals. Okay, sorry. Oh, there's Izzy. Hi, Izzy. I think my cats are going to be in every scope because they're so nosy. Sorry. This is the quilt I'm working on. It's just a simple baby quilt for a family member. I don't think she'll be watching, so I think I can say that it's for a family member. And then Izzy's meowing if y'all can hear her. So, okay, if you have any other questions, let me know. Thanks for watching my binding, and now I don't think I'll be able to get this quilt back because of Izzy. So, see y'all later. Thanks.